Community People with Kathy Harding.
95.6 and 96.3 Seahaven FM.
Good evening and thanks for your company for this next hour of Community People with me, Kathy Harding. On the show tonight, I'm joined by Charlie Turnbull, Zoe McCaig and James Dandridge from Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club. Welcome to you all.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you.
Now, we're going to be talking about the club and your crowdfunding appeal to rebuild it. But you've also chosen a great sailing-inspired playlist. So let's go to your first track. What are we going to be listening to, Charlie?
We've got Rock the Boat by the Hughes Corporation, and this was requested by Gary Brugenworth, so thank you, Gary.
So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know where you got the notion. To rock the boat.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Rock the boat.
I don't tip the boat over.
Rock the boat.
I don't rock the boat, baby.
Rock the boat.
Ever since our voyage of love began, your touch has thrilled me like the rush of the wind, and your arms have held me safe from a rolling sea. There's always been a quiet place to harbor you and me.
Our love is like a ship on the ocean. We've been sailing with a cargo full of love and devotion. So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know where you got the notion. To rock the boat,
Don't rock the boat, baby.
rock the boat,
Don't tip the boat over.
rock the boat,
Don't rock the boat, baby.
rock the boat.
But tonight we sail through every storm, and I've always had your tender lips to keep me warm. Oh, I need to have the strength that flows from you. Don't let me drift away, my dear, when love can see me through.
Our love is like a ship on the ocean. We've been sailing with a cargo full of love and devotion. So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know where you got the notion. So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know where you got the notion. Rock the boat,
Don't rock the boat, baby.
rock the boat,
Don't tip the boat over.
rock the boat,
Don't rock the boat, baby.
rock the boat,
Don't tip the boat over.
rock the boat, rock the boat,
Rock on with your Betsy.
rock the boat,
Rock on with your Betsy.
rock the boat,
Rock on with your Betsy. Roll yeah, roll yeah, roll yeah, baby. Roll yeah, roll yeah,
rock the
baby.
boat, rock the 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 boat.
Rock the Boat. That's the Hughes Corporation, all the way from 1974, and one of the songs on the sailing-inspired playlist from Zoe, James and Charlie, all from the Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club. So tell us about the history of this club, Charlie, before we go any further.
Well, I was just thinking that 1974 is about when the Clubhouse was built, so this was out on the radios for the first time. So the club dates back to the 50s. It's got two sites. It's got the Sailing Club, which is at the end of the Seaford Beach, and then we've got the Piddinghoe site, which is a bit inland. And it's been serving communities. There's at least 3 generations of sailors that have been there. And in about 3 years ago, we discovered the Clubhouse was in a state of disrepair. And it wasn't obvious. It was the steels that hold the building up had become massively degraded. I mean, that building really faces the sea, and over time the sea had got the better of it, and we're having to replace the seals. And as of November last year, we had to close it, which was a massive disappointment for the members and for the town, because it's a popular place to go. It's got the best toilets on the seafront, and everyone likes to go down there. It's one of the nicest places to watch the sea through a clean window. But it's closed, and we put through a project which we're having to fund to replace all the steels inside. Now the club can afford that, but to get it reopen and to improve all the access on things like disabled access and access for prams and everyone who needs to have seamless into the building, we're using it as an opportunity to rebuild some of it in a much more 21st century way. And with the improvements that we're putting through, the club is going to be good for my grandchildren, hopefully. So
it's that immediate work that needs to be done and this long-term vision that we're talking about, isn't it? And Zoe, I think it'd be really nice to hear about how you got involved with the club, because you're kind of a prime example of how inclusive this club is, I think, really, your story.
Well, I started sailing about 11 or 12 years ago. I can't quite remember how long ago it is now. But at the time, I was a single mum with 2 children. I was quite stressed out and I wanted something for me. And so I joined one of the sailing courses, and the minute my bottom hit the side of a boat, I just fell in love with it. But not just the sailing itself, but equally the community. I felt so welcomed. I met so many new friends, so many new people that became more than just someone I know, but actually someone that becomes almost part of my family. And then I then started to do things like I trained to become an instructor, and then started teaching our young people to sail. And over the years, I must have taught hundreds and hundreds of kids to learn to sail. And it's part of our community. My daughter went through it. She loves sailing still now as a 20-year-old, still wants to go out and sail. And watching all these young people become adults, watch them develop as they become more confident with themselves, meeting all their families. It's just such a glorious way to kind of spend your time, is being part of this community that means so much to so many. And now we're the last few years, we're really pushing on other things as well. So things like sailability, so enabling people with disabilities to have access to the water. Even things that we have, the remote control boats on the pond at Piddinghoe that some of our older people and other people that are interested in it go out and sail. I don't want to say they're all old, because otherwise I get in trouble. But so we're opening up all these avenues to allow everybody to be part of anything to do with the water. To
enjoy their activities safely and with this really supportive community.
Yeah, definitely. And it is, having both sites enables us to really mix that up. Everything from our wing foilers to our paddle boarders. Everybody's welcome at any age, or quite honestly, with any disability, welcome to come and join us and be part of it. And Charlie, turning to you've got a story as well about how you became involved, because you live inland, don't you?
Yeah, well, I used to, yeah. No, I used to live in Dorset.
You've moved
I was
now,
there for many years. And all the sailing clubs down on the coast of Dorset, they all felt a bit like, I don't feel comfortable there, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Lots of people in red trousers. And
not that we've got anybody. I've got red trousers on, I'll have you know.
Some of my best friends wear red trousers. Anyway, so we came down here and we'd seen it on the website. We came out and it's just so accessible. There are people there of every ability and they just seem very easy and welcoming. And and I thought, my kids are 7 and 9, so they're just at the beginning of their sailing journey, and they just feel like they can do it. There's a safe space at Piddinghoe, and when they're able, I'm looking forward to them to coming to the Seaford side and heading into a bit of the chop and trying something that's a little harder. Because,
just in case people don't know, I'm sure they do, but obviously the Piddinghoe site, it's very different, isn't it? So you get a real different kind of feeling there and a way to enjoy the water.
Yeah, the funny thing is, it's like nursery slopes, It's like, it doesn't make it easy. I've got stuck on that pond, which is a good-sized pond, but, you can get stuck with situation, you feel really silly sometimes. But, that's how you learn. That's how you learn. And it's behind a fence, it's extremely safe. People come down there just to sit on the grass on a summer's day. Yeah. It's a lovely spot.
Well, it's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Now, James, you've got a bit of a history of it as well, because Charlie was saying about, third generations, and I think you're one of those, aren't you?
Yeah, so I suppose my involvement began in 1976, long before I was born. 2 to 3 years after the current Clubhouse building was built, actually. So one Sunday morning, my mother's sister took my mother to the Clubhouse building on the seafront to meet someone on a date.
Oh, wow.
But that person didn't show up. But one of the Fireball sailors, named Andrew, welcomed them into the club and showed them round, and that's how my father and mother met.
That is so wonderful. I didn't know you were going to tell us a romantic story, because I'm a sucker for a bit of romance. That's so lovely.
So, the rest is history, as they say, but I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the club and the building.
No, yeah. So, that's just absolutely magical. Now, just tell us, because we're going to be talking about the crowdfunding appeal a lot, but tell us what's happened so far and what you're kind of looking to raise for this longer-term vision.
This, as Charlie mentioned, the building became evidently in a state of disrepair 2 or 3 years ago, and we knew something needed to be done. Independently, I'd seen some crowdfunding campaigns really take off and be really successful, and I was really inspired by one particular sailing club campaign down in Devon, and I got in touch with a few people and thought, we need to do this, because basically it's a big drain on club reserves doing this rebuild. There's major invasive structural rework that needs to be done, and it is costing a lot of money. And this is to try and get the club in a better place, and as we've already said, to bring the building up to the modern day standards. It was built in the 70s, but we have a crowdfunder campaign that's live now. It's running for 6 weeks, ending in about 3 weeks' time, and it's been really successful. The local community has been incredible at supporting us. Local businesses, local people, even people as far away as the other side of the world. We've been amazed at the generosity of people and local businesses.
Charlie.
So the crowdfunding page is a fantastic place to give money if you want to just give it to us, and we do want your money. But there are lots of rewards on there where you will get things at a lower price contributed by the local business community, by individuals. So go on, have a look at what's there, and you will find things to actually buy for really good value. And all 100% of the money that you donate goes towards putting the Seaford Clubhouse back on its feet.
Tell us how to find that page.
I knew you can ask. Okay, so sailinginsussex.org is the club website. You can find it on there. Or if you just want to do the Google thing, Google Crowdfunder, Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club, and that should take you right there. So go in, have a good browse, find something you like, and save the club for the town.
Yay. Right, we're going to your next piece of music. Who's introducing Led Zeppelin? Going to move the microphone.
I am. This is Pete Birch's choice. It's Led Zeppelin, Down by the Seaside.
Led Zeppelin, Down by the Seaside. And we're talking all about the Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club this evening with Zoe, with James and with Charlie. You're listening to Community People with Kathy Harding.
Seahaven FM.
You probably already know that Winds and Seaford Fencing caters for all your domestic and commercial fencing repairs and supplies, as well as fence erection. But we also specialise in sheds too, such as Albany sheds and summer houses. Pop along and see us and we'll try and help with any questions you have about fencing or sheds. As a long-established local business, we pride ourselves on our customer service values. Visit us at Unit 9, Cradle Hill Industrial Estate, Seaford, or call Seaford 891 292.
Sold it is.
Eastbourne Auctions are getting ready for their next sale and invite you to bring your fine art, antiques and collectibles, or even those forgotten treasures that have been in your cupboard since before you can remember. Don't miss out on a free valuation. What could you discover?
Call Eastbourne Auctions 01323 431 444 or go to eastbourneauction.com.
Sold it is.
The shops in the Eastbourne District Hospital are all run by the charity The Friends of Eastbourne Hospital. They support the hospital with funds for extra services, equipment and amenities for patients and staff. And it's so easy for you to support their work and your local NHS heroes. Just visit the shops at the Eastbourne DGH or come to one of the many fundraising events throughout the year. To find out more or to make a donation, visit friendsdgh.org.uk. Help us, help them, help you.
Community People with Kathy Harding.
On 95.6 and 96.3 Seahaven FM.
So this evening we're talking all about the Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club and the crowdfunding campaign appeal to get that rebuilt. And you've chosen a great list of music, all sailing inspired. This is Zoe, Charlie and James. And Charlie, this next track is something your kids like, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we sing it in the car. Actually, it's a TikTok sensational. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Nathan Evans doing an old folk tune called "The Wellerman."
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy of Tea. The winds blew up her bow, up down, oh below my bully boys blow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Da 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 da. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's sail came up and caught her. Hands to the side, harping and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not of greed, and he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Da 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 da. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The Wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew and all. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Wellerman by Nathan Evans. So I'm talking to Zoe, I'm talking to James, and I'm talking to Charlie from Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club. So Zoe, turning to you, tell us about all the things that, well, not all the things, but, we're all going to get a chance to chip in here. But tell us about some of the things that you do at the club, the activities.
Well, we've got a wide range of activities that we do. Some of them are things like last night I was down at Piddinghoe with the cadets teaching young people how to sail. Everything from the age of 7 up to, I think it was probably 16 out there yesterday. And that's glorious because it's watching young people develop their confidence on the water, watching them grow, make friends, lifelong friends some of them will have. And it's such a wonderful experience. It's not the only thing we do within the club. We've also got a lot of helpers, a lot of people who volunteer to support our sailability section, which is for people with disabilities, and every Tuesday they have lots of people come down with disabilities to just get out on the water and have a sail. And obviously with our new kind of building or refurbishment of the building, hopefully it will mean that we can get some of these people to be able to come down to Seaford and participate in Seaford in a way that we just weren't able to do previously because of the access into the building, the ability for them to be able to use changing rooms and to be able to use the toilet. And I know that one of our members, Jazz Turner, who is unfortunately wheelchair bound at the minute, has currently, she's travelling along the South Downs Way on her wheelchair to raise funds to help support the sailability to get another boat because it's become that popular that they need another boat to be able to meet the demand, which is an amazing thing when you think that actually that the ability to allow people with disabilities to go out in the water, we've got more people who want to do it than we have boats currently. So as a community of people who are just volunteering, there are lots of things that are going on that enhance the local community and help improve the opportunities for lots of young people. And even within cadets, there have been times when there's either been young people who are looked after children, or maybe parents don't have a lot of money for whatever reason. And, as a club, we've tried to support those young people to have access to boats, have access to sailing, when for other reasons that are out of that child's control, they might not have been able to have access. So it's a real kind of community feel. We look after everybody as best we can and open up those opportunities for everybody, regardless of anything that might be going on in their life. So it's a wonderful place.
And it's not just about sailing, is it, Charlie?
No, it's not. I'm constantly surprised by the weird stuff you could do on the water. We've got sea cadets, we've got wingers. I don't actually know what a winger is.
What is it?
What is a winger?
So, unfortunately, I made a silly mistake of deciding I was going to start that this week. So you have what looks like a really short windsurf board with a foil underneath, and then you have a thing that looks like a big kite that you hold above your head, and then supposedly you're meant to get the wind in it and it lifts up out of the water and you're kind of flying along. Now, if you've been to Seaford Beach, ladies and gentlemen, recently, you might have seen some people who look really good at it, and they are brilliant and it looks amazing. Unfortunately, I spent some time in the reeds this weekend and it wasn't great.
Well, we were all bad ones. I'm an appalling sailor at all times. But we got people windsurfing. There are windsurfing courses. There's paddleboarding. There's kayaks. As I mentioned earlier, we've got remote control sailboats, which are highly competitive. We've got local schools coming down to use it to experience sailing, sometimes the first time. And we've got kite surfing. But, there's also quite a lot of competitive sailing going on.
And James, tell us about that, because you're involved in racing, aren't you?
Yes, so my day job is in IT, so I'm usually stuck behind a screen during the week, but on Wednesday evenings and Sunday mornings I have a Dart 18 catamaran dinghy, and we have great fun. I have great fun on that with sailing races on the sea, and I can take a crew or I can sail that single-handedly. We've got a really great catamaran fleet of boats, and we also have the monohulls as well. We have got a great monohull fleet. Zoe's shaking her head next to me because she's an excellent laser dinghy sailor. So we have a real mixture of boats that we race on the sea. All sorts of. We have keel boats as well that come out of the harbour. So we have squibs and we have an H boats as well. So yeah, we have a real range of boats. So on a Sunday morning, you can see so many different shapes and sizes of boats and people of all ages. So we had 6 cadets, sailing cadets, sailing on the sea with us on Sunday, and that was great as well. And some of those kids beat many of the long experienced adults, which was very good fun to see. I was a race officer with my dad that morning, and we were thinking, yep, those kids are doing well.
And do you compete then against other clubs? Does that happen?
Yes, there are events during the sailing calendar where there's a Federation Cup. I think that is between different clubs along the coast eastwards. So we've got the Pevensey Bay Sailing Club, Eastbourne Sailing Club, and Hastings. That's it, Hastings Sailing Club. So the 4 of us, we sort of alternate sites each year, and that's good fun. And we also have visiting clubs from further afield. I'm going to forget the class of boat now, but yeah, we have different classes of boat visiting us.
It's a hive of activity, isn't it, Charlie?
Yeah,
it really is.
That doesn't speak for the individuals who are travelling around the country from the club to go and compete. And so Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club, we're out there representing the town.
Yes, of course. Yeah, so we've got people going to different events in the racing calendar, or the sailing calendar, as you call it.
Yeah, and when you look at the club, you see that little box on the top. That is the race box, which they currently can't use. So they're trying to sort of get it to work from the beach. But that's that is really important to the community, to the sailing community, so that you get good races that are properly officiated. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the first things we need back in play.
Now, you wanted to tell us about an award that you've received or are going to receive?
I believe we have received it. I was emailed this last week. The Aqua Biosecurity Award. It's awarded by Bristol Zoological Society and South West Water and AFA, and it basically rewards us for the excellent care we're taking of the Piddinghoe Pond. And it's all about making sure we're encouraging native species and discouraging non-native species, and in making sure the impact on the wildlife is absolutely the most positive we can be. So it's part of the sort of the natural history of the site that we have responsibility for as well. And to see that award come to the club was very rewarding, because it's good to see that recognised. And that's kind of part of the attitude of the club, is that it's not our generation we're looking at for. I mean, we're going to enjoy it, yes, but it's about rolling it on and making sure it's there in the best way possible looking forward.
And one of the other things that I really liked about the club that you were telling me about is that, you fix things, you make do, and you mend. And that's exactly what people are doing right now in terms of trying to rebuild the fabric of the building, isn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, it's the small things and the big things. So Simon Suter, who gave the first song, it's, he's out there fixing boats and putting them back together. We do not throw stuff away, right? And the building itself is being refurbished by Justin and Greg and Graham and Ian, and they're doing most of the work themselves. We could not fix this without their labour, without them giving their time for free. And so I really want to thank them for the hard work they're doing, and the design team, and Dawn and Nick, and all the people who've thrown their hat in the ring and make it work. When we looked at this last year, we just couldn't afford it. This is an all hands to the pump kind of situation, which is why people have been so supportive today. We are not wasting anybody's money.
No.
We are making every penny count, and it's all about bringing that club back online so that people can use it in the way that they've loved to today.
And I think what it is, it's testimony to what you've built, isn't it? Because you've got third generation now, and people built this thing themselves from the community. It's volunteer led and run. And that's exactly what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
It's all hands to the pump, isn't it?
There's no paid members in the entire club.
Yeah.
Nobody's paid. Everyone contributes for free, and they love it. And, basically what Zoe was saying, actually, you think that's a bit of a bind, but actually when you do it, it's part of the fun of things, is putting your hand in the ring with other people and lifting a hammer, or frying a burger, or pushing a boat, or sitting and officiating a race. It's what brings us all together.
Now, we're going to go to your next piece of music. Who chose the Bobby Darren track?
Yeah, so this next track was chosen by Simon Suter, who is a long-term sailing instructor at the club, and he was the principal of the sailing school for some time. So this is La Mer, or Beyond the Sea, by Bobby Darin.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the star, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. Beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. Beyond a doubt, my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet, I know we'll meet beyond the shore. We'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing.
Bobby Darin from 1960, La Mer, Beyond the Sea. I'm talking to Zoe, James and Charlie from the Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club. You're listening to Community People with Kathy Harding.
Seahaven FM.
Like to advertise your business on the radio? Seahaven FM. It's run as a not-for-profit business, meaning we can offer you far better rates for your airtime. Not only that, but we can get your commercial made by our award-winning team. So if you want to advertise on air locally, choose wisely. Choose Seahaven FM. Just email sales@seahavenfm.radio or call 01323 886 446.
Lightning Fibre. Lightning fast broadband with speeds of over 2 gigabits per second up and down. Switch today and get lightning fast award-winning broadband that rocks. With a monthly price lock for 2 years guaranteed. Switch online today or find out when the fibre will find you. Visit lightningfibre.co.uk.
Lightning Fibre, full fibre that rocks.
Don't just tile it, Everett.
Quite right. For the best service, you don't just tile it, you Everett. Everett Tiles make tiling easy. Whether for home or trade, Everett has the widest range of bathroom, kitchen and conservatory tiles. In fact, wherever you need to tile, just Everett. See everetttiles.co.uk or pop into our showroom on the Cradle Hill Industrial Estate, Seaford. So remember,
don't just tile it, Everett.
Community People with Kathy Harding.
95.6 and 96.3. Seahaven FM.
So I'm talking to Zoe, James and Charlie from the Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club. We're talking all about the crowdfunding campaign, and we're enjoying some great songs that they've chosen for the sailing-inspired playlist. Now, James, tell us about this next track.
So this next track was chosen by Matt Springle, who is another of our laser dinghy sailors. I went to school with Matt back in the late 90s. This track is called Hoist Up the Thing by the Longest Johns.
It's very funny. I think people are going to enjoy this one.
Out of college with grey straight from hell, I browsed for a trade in which I could excel. An ad for a ship in need of some manning, men sails and purpose but lacking a captain. What luck, says I, to find such good fortune. A few white lies later I ran down the pier, bought me a coat and a cutlass or two, jumped on the deck and I yelled at the crew. Hoist up the thing, batten down the what's it. What's that thing spinning? Somebody should stop it. Turn out to port. That's not port. Now I've got it. Trust me, I'm in control. Well, I can't sing the shanties, it has to be said, and all of that grog just goes right to my head. Whale meat is gross and I miss a girl's laugh. 5 weeks at sea, even Dave seems a catch. Hoist up the thing, batten down the what's it. What's that thing spinning? Somebody should stop it. Turn out to port. That's not port. Now I've got it. Trust me, I'm in control. We've hit icy waters, no land to be seen. The food's getting low and the beer has gone green. There's murmurs of discontent under the deck. If I don't act fast, it could be my neck. Ah! So pull up the charts, those wiggle machines. I see what it says, but no clue what it means. Just pull on some levers, yank on some chains. They ain't a bad back till we've landed again. Hoist up the thing, batten down the what's it. What's that thing spinning? Somebody should stop it. Turn out to port. That's not port. Now I've got it. Trust me, I'm in control. Hoist up the thing, batten down the what's it. What's that thing spinning? Somebody should stop it. Turn out to port. That's not port. Now I've got it. Trust me, I'm in control. Hey! Hoist up the thing, batten down the what's it. What's that thing spinning? Somebody should stop it. Turn out to port. That's not port. Now I've got it. Trust me, I'm in control. Hoist up the thing, batten down the what's it. What's that thing spinning? Somebody should stop it. Turn out to port. This is Sherry. Now I've got it. Trust me, I'm in control. Trust me, I'm in control.
The Longest Johns with Hoist Up the Thing. Great song, that one. So I'm talking to Zoe, James and Charlie from Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club. Now, James, tell us about how long you've been a member yourself.
I used to, my sister Naomi and I learned how to sail at Piddinghoe Pond when we were about 10 or so. And we both went on to then compete in Sunday morning and Wednesday evening sailing races on the sea. I used to crew on a Scorpion dinghy and a catamaran, and I then eventually rejoined the club just as my daughter Sophia was born in 2016. I'd been away for about 15 years. I was amazed actually to find the three people I immediately recognised, and I thought, oh, how am I going to get back into this? I've just had my daughter born, and it all goes like chaos when a baby's born. And I thought, I don't have a boat, I haven't got time to maintain a boat, but every Sunday morning I waited outside the building and just hung around to see who I could crew for. And every Sunday, bar maybe one or two, I managed to get a crew spot on a boat for 3 years. So I didn't even need to buy a boat for 3 years. I sailed on all sorts of different classes of boats, and everyone was great. Everyone was really welcoming, and it was so refreshing having been away, been in work, been doing the IT jobs and working in London, and then to come back and to meet so many different interesting people from different walks of life and different interests and passions. I was crewing for a guy who was a paragliding instructor for a while. And it's just so many different interesting things that people do in the club. That was great for me. I just found it such a welcoming, almost like family, as some people call it.
It must be so good for you, for your mental health and well-being, this kind of activity, and because for all the different aspects that you describe and how it supports you in all different parts of your life, really. And like Zoe mentioned before, getting confidence and so forth. I mean, do you feel it's a real place where you can be energised but unwind at the same time?
Yes, definitely. The sailing races are great fun, very competitive, and you get a good physical, a good bit of exercise doing that.
I'm sure.
But at the same time, you can have a lovely peaceful evening, or you can just go for a free sail and watch the sunset. And it's a great mental release and physical release as well. It's great.
Now, let's talk about another part of the fundraising. So, Charlie, you're going to tell us about these special limited edition plaques.
Yeah, we've got what we're calling a small boat for today to the Save the Seaford Clubhouse. We've got 50 limited edition plaques, which we're going to put up in the clubhouse, and people can buy them. They're 150 quid, which I hope doesn't feel like too much, but it's a real contribution to the club. And if we sell all 50, then it's going to make a really big step towards getting the club open and accessible again, which is going to be great. You can buy them for yourself, you can buy them for someone else, if someone who's really loved the club or the beach, or maybe it's for you and your partner. We will put your names up on the plaque, and they'll be there looking down on the building you've helped to bring back to life. So it's a really nice way to be part of the Seaford beachfront and the Sailing Club in particular. So please go and buy a plaque. It's on the Crowdfunder site.
You might have to buy more than 50, mightn't you? Because I can imagine you're going to get loads of people wanting a plaque.
Marvellous. But when they go, we're not a greedy club. We do not want to. We're not here to. We just want a little bit of help to bring us back to life, really, don't we?
Absolutely.
So really thank you for the people who have contributed, whether they're the businesses that have put in rewards or whether people who've bought the rewards. It's been a really wonderful experience to be part of the support that we felt come towards us. So help us get us over the line and get the club open.
And another way people can help is that obviously you can still become a member, can't you, Zoe?
Yeah, you can. And there's lots of different ways in which you can become a member, depending, quite honestly, on the amount of time you can put in. So, for instance, we have family memberships, and you can either do it with duties or without duties. Personally, I think it's good to do with duties, but I'm aware that lots of people are time short.
What is a duty? What does it mean?
So there are lots of different types of duties, but basically they're where you're offering your time up to support something within the club. So it could be like at the weekend I was talking to somebody who was doing a duty at Piddinghoe, and their job was just to say hello to people as they came in, made sure they signed in, made sure that they felt welcome and they knew what they were doing. Sometimes it will be a beach master on the beach, and that's literally you sit on a beach and you help people with their trolleys when they go off sailing, and then maybe help them get their trolley when they come back in and help them get up the beach. But none of it is like has to be specific if you don't have those skills. But equally, it could be going out on a safety boat, just sitting in Seaford Bay, watching boats going round. Maybe if it's not so nice weather, helping them uncapsize, but we prefer not. So there's a whole range of things. But the way that works is if you do the duties, then it's cheaper. So for a family, it's £240 a year, which might sound a lot on the outside looking in, but actually for young people, if they do something like football or swimming, it's a whole lot more than that every year. And this is for an entire family, 2 sites, 2 beautiful places that you can use all of our facilities.
Also, it doesn't matter what size the family is, does it?
No. So as long as, obviously, it doesn't even matter whether it's mum and dad or mum and mum. We're not worried about any of those things, obviously. But if it's a sailing family who are doing duties, then it's £240. If they're not doing duties, then it's £400. Because
it's definitely worth doing the duties.
The way the duties work is basically it's cheaper because you're participating, you're supporting the club, because we are, as we've said numerous times this evening, we're volunteer-led. So everybody does what they can to make everything tick along as nicely as it does. And thankfully, we're very blessed with lots of people who loved being part of that community where we all put in something together. But equally, we have social members as well that do duties or not do duties. The whole range of different ways in which you can join. Even as a student, you can be a member. So there's lots of things out there if people want to get involved, and depends on what level they want to get involved.
And you're still taking membership, aren't you?
Yeah, we're still taking membership because we can still sail. We are sailing. We're sailing at Piddinghoe. We're sailing at Seaford. Seaford site, obviously, at the minute, the clubhouse itself is closed, but we're all managing to muck along and go out sailing. In fact, we've got quite a lot of new members, new people going out on the sea this year, which is just glorious. I'm a laser sailor, so I'm happy to say there's quite a few new laser sailors going out. But we just don't have access to the changing rooms, so a lot of us come in our gear ready to go and go home. Likewise, and we have one portable toilet that we're using at the minute, just so if we need to go to the loo. But otherwise, we're making do with the situation, and hopefully it won't be for too much longer. But we know that the clubhouse needs to be put into a fit state for the future.
And how's that been, Charlie, in terms of, trying to carry on? I mean, everybody's really pitching in, I guess.
It is pitching in, but the atmosphere in the club, I wouldn't say it's more positive. That's not the right thing. It's just like, this is what we do. We make it work. That's how we do it, and it's lovely to see. So when you're at the clubhouse and you're watching people well fix it. It's not tradesmen coming in. We will use a few, but we're doing it ourselves. We're doing it ourselves. We need to pay for the steels, the hammers, the nails, the kit to get it back on its feet. So we do need money, but I promise you, we're working very, very hard to make this work.
And even though the clubhouse itself is closed, what's really impressive is that you're still, carrying on with the club. I mean, it can't be easy, but you're managing. No, you can't stop.
You try and stop these sailors. It's really hard. They're used to being self-reliant. They're used to doing it themselves. And it's one of the great things about seeing the kids coming through. They're taught self-reliance. They've got to do it themselves. And it's lovely to see that in children. And it's coming through as they come into adults and how they look after the club.
James?
We're running races from cars at the moment, which is quite interesting. So
cars?
But those are the new race boxes.
I see. Okay.
So we're radioing out to the rescue boats and the committee boat out at sea. We're operating the flags on the beach just next to the car, but it's a good base that we can then use. It's good for keeping us dry, but it's we're making it work, and it's great to see everyone pulling together and make it work.
So it's a great appeal to support. Charlie, tell us how people donate again. Just mention that website again, if you may.
Okay, you can come and find our website, which is sailinginsussex.org, or you can Google Crowdfunder, Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club, and then just follow your nose from there. Find what you like. Lots of lovely rewards that you can buy at cut price, and all the money, 100% of every penny you give, goes to rebuilding the club and getting it open.
Absolutely. And, the community really want to see it open, don't they? We've missed the cafe in particular, I think.
Yeah, they have. And actually, we get a lot of people knocking on doors and asking questions of, when's it going to be open? We are working really hard to get it open. So we're hoping beginning of next year or end of this year. That's the optimistic outline.
Is it? Okay. And so all this, we're going to see any fundraising events coming up or anything like that?
Yeah, we're hoping
you've mentioned.
Sorry, I interrupt you there. Hoping to get some. We've got a soft plan for a bit of opera, haven't we? Don't really know how that's going to go down. But we've got lots of things we're planning for. But we're hoping to be doing lots of events through this year and next. We're looking to put some food trucks for some street food in front of the clubhouse during the summer to have a little bit of a sort of festival vibe there, and really sort of make people aware that we are still active, open and sailing.
Yeah, so please support the club. Do follow up on those links that Charlie's told us about. So thank you, Zoe, thank you, James and Charlie from Newhaven and Seaford Sailing Club. We have got Mark Evans after the 8 o'clock headlines, and we are going out to the final track. So, Zoe, tell us about this final one.
This is my one. This is Rod Stewart, and it's Sailing.
Good night, everybody.
I am sailing, I am sailing home again, across the sea. I am sailing
stormy waters to be near you, to be free. I am flying, I am flying like a bird across the sky. I am flying, passing high clouds to be near you, to be free. Can you hear me? Can you hear me through the dark night far away? I am dying, forever crying to be with you. Who can say? Can you hear me? Can you hear me through the dark night far away? I am dying, forever crying to be with you. Who can say?